Hello, Barmy Badger Army. Welcome to another X-Men cartoon-themed episode. Today's is an absolute slobber knocker. But before we get to that, if you guys are new to the channel, this channel is an entertainment channel where we create movies, reviews, vlogs, films, and shorts. So if you guys enjoy that sort of content and like a variety channel, this is the right place for you. And not, of course, forgetting the odd dad joke or two or three, if you would like that sort of thing. Now, today's episode is an absolute slobber knocker of the MCU variety. It's been a movie-style episode every week. We've had 30 minutes of pulse-pounding action for the past 9 weeks. And of course, this one does not disappoint. I mean, oh my God. People are looking forward to Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm not worried about that. I've had X-Men 97 in my life. And it is chef's kiss. And I would not trade the last 9 weeks of cartoon fun for anything. It has been an absolute roller coaster ride. With Genosha, with the Sentinels, with Mr. Sinister, and lots of other different villains. Now, today's episode does not disappoint at all. It's an absolute slobber knocker. You have Morph transforming into Hulk, Morph, Smash. It's just great. The way they did that was fantastic. Morph's powers are only limited to his imagination. It was great. I loved the fact that we saw a few of Hulk's moves as well. We saw the clap, and we saw the spin, and we saw a few other bits and pieces where he literally tore the absolute ribbons out of a Sentinel, and you think, Morph isn't that powerful, surely? Well, he is. And it was mad. And of course, Beast is the quite intelligent one most of the time, but even he was able to rip and shred and tear a Sentinel to bits. Now, this episode is all out war. After last week's episode where Magneto near enough killed all the Prime Sentinels or put them out of action, theoretically killing thousands of humans and declaring war on the Earth, you can imagine what this episode's like, and it doesn't disappoint. It is all-out war. We see fight scene after fight scene after fight scene, and you know, we've got the Blackbird, we've got Storm and Forge fighting it out against the Sentinels. We've got the other team in space trying to defeat Magneto. There's just so much going on. It is untrue. But then, you know, we're going to talk about the fact that they changed the costumes as well. Yes, they did. They changed the costumes. We've got Wolverine in the traditional yellow and brown, which is a very rare appearance. Everyone's like, oh my God, I hope they don't do it. You know, X-Men 97 loves to push the boundaries of cartoons. We've seen this, and it is a fan service nod. Some people are annoyed by it, but I think it's great. If you think they're going to war, they're going to change their costumes. They're going to use different materials. They're going to use different costumes that have perhaps got more powers, different things like that. Think about that. You know, we don't know what's in those costumes. Perhaps they've got more armor. You know, perhaps they've got more weaponry in those costumes. Who knows? But there's a definite reason why they did it. And I'm sure it will be explained soon enough. Obviously, they needed the spare uniforms anyway, because they were going to Muir Island. But there's going to be another little story behind it, I'm sure, where there's extra stuff in those costumes, especially with Forges and other characters that use different powers like that. And who knows, Wolverine's one might be more armoured, things like that. Those are my thoughts. And talking about that, we even get a little joke between Cyclops and some of the other characters about whether or not they should be wearing black. And I think that's hilarious, because obviously that is a nod with to the first film, where of course Wolverine asks what should he be wearing, and of course Cyclops says yellow spandex, don't be silly, it's black. And we have it in the reverse this time. What do you think we should be wearing? Black. And I think that's great. And I think that's a real nice nod to the very first film. And it works very subtly, but works there very well. And if you're a bit of an X-Men fan, you're going to see that. And of course, if you haven't seen the very first X-Men film. I do recommend it because it is one of the better out of the lot. Definitely one of my favourites. The very first one is the best, in my opinion. And of course, you've got the Wolverine standalone films as well. They're really good. Now, I digress. The animation in tonight's episode was bang on, as always. The fight scenes were very fluid and very fast paced. You get a few minutes with Xavier reminiscing, saying sorry to the X-Men about what's happened. He blames himself a lot for the situation, which is sort of half right. He wanted Magneto to lead the charge and create a different environment for the X-Men and the human race, and it didn't really work, which is very sad and annoying for the lovely Charles Xavier. And now he's had to come back to Earth from the Star Empire and try and rebuild the human race and the mutant race. Now, this is no small thing to do, is it? So, we get the X-Men battling it out with Magneto, Sinister, and Bastion. And it is a roller coaster ride of an episode. I cannot believe it. The animation style changes slightly from scene to scene, especially when something dramatic and scary happens. Forge crash lands, hopefully, or is safe, we don't know. The animation style shifts slightly then, and of course it shifts slightly when we have some other bits and pieces when Charles and Magneto fight. There's lots of sort of tendrils running around, lots of bits of scrap metal. We get some anime style animation there. And of course, there's a real shocking bit at the end that I could not believe. And I want to talk to you about this, guys. So if you haven't seen the episode, please stop there and watch once you've seen it. Wolverine Shinx. This is the first time I think it's the first time ever in the cartoon series that he actually draws blood. So he goes for Magneto. Wolverine does the unthinkable, comes up behind Magneto, whops him in the back, full clawed, and we think, wow, okay. If you're not new to this, you're going to think, oh, Wolverine's won, we've done it. He draws blood. And this is a very exciting scene. Whoa! And then you, of course, realise that he did not finish the job. He just got Magneto a little bit. Magneto has then charged his claws and started to get rid of all the adamantium in Wolverine's body. And you're like, oh my God! But does that mean we're going to get Feral Wolverine next week? Bone Claw Wolverine. Oh my God! If we have Bone Claw Wolverine, all bets are off. He's going to go into savage mode, and that is going to be trouble. So next week's finale may have Savage Wolverine in. Whoa. Now that is a lot to contend with. He's either going to be wiped out and sent to the hospital or go mental and kill everyone in his sight. There's going to be no in between. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. This episode has been all out war and carnage with very little storyline, but that's fantastic. We wanted an episode like this. It was constant action apart from the first 5 minutes. So it's been mad. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and if you enjoyed it and if you liked X-Men 97. Because, man, next week's the season finale. I can't wait to see what happens. And let me know your thoughts in the comments and if you enjoyed it too. Thank you very much for watching. And if you enjoyed this episode, please consider liking, sharing and subscribing. See you next time, everyone. Bye!